Hey everybody, welcome back to part two. This is a kind of a quick, hopefully quick live unboxing video of the Garmin GDL 52 ADS-B In and SiriusXM portable receiver. So I purchased this at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh 2024, and they had a deal. I was just walking around. I was looking at all the different options for portable ADS-B in receivers, and there honestly aren't a lot of options. There's Sentry, I think it's called, which is owned by ForeFlight. There's Stratus, which is, I think, a partnership between ForeFlight and Sporties. And then there's owned by ForeFlight. There's just checking my audio. Sounds pretty good. I'm using my favorite microphone today instead of my headphones. I am expecting a possible phone call at some point, hopefully not during this. But if I do get that phone call, I'll have to have to pause for a moment, or mute or something. I don't know if there's a way to mute. Anyway, so I think there is a way to mute, which would be just on here. So anyway, just possibly a quick phone call about meeting somebody. So anyway, so I was walking around looking at all the different portable options. There's the Sentry, there's the Stratus, there's Stratux, which is one that you can order either built for you or you can build your own. You can order like a kit of all the parts on Amazon. Some of the parts aren't available or are difficult to get a hold of. So I don't really trust myself to build a device that I'm depending on to save my life for traffic and weather while flying an airplane. So I've thought about doing it, but I thought it'd be fun, and it's the cheapest option, but also for me, I think it's the most risky. And so the whole point of this is to have a safety feature that's going to hopefully keep me out of trouble and keep me away from trouble. So this one is the most expensive option. However, the other one was Level Aviation, which is a family-owned company. I really like their product. It's a small portable device. I think it's battery powered and everything. It was the one I was actually leaning to. The Sentry ones that are made by ForeFlight are only work for ForeFlight, and my phone and everything is all Android. So I'm not going to switch to Apple and then ForeFlight and everything else. So I use a program that's free, or I use a portable EFB app, which is called Flight Plan Go. It's actually owned by Garmin now, but it was part of flightplan.com. It's free, and I think it's really good for what it is. And everybody says they've never heard of it or they don't know anyone who uses it. I even went to Garmin and when I was registering this and told them I use that, and asked if there was anybody there that I could talk to about it. I just wanted to visit with somebody about some of the learning the features. I use it pretty well, but I wanted to get better at it. Anyway, on Flight Plan Go, they said that they've never heard of anyone who uses it. So that was not embarrassing or anything. But what I've decided is that the SiriusXM part of this requires either ForeFlight or Garmin Pilot. So I'm going to switch to Garmin Pilot, and that's going to be the next step, or 2 steps from now. I'm going to open this, go through it, check it out. We'll see if it turns on. I don't know if it has battery power in it or not right now, but I would imagine it would have some battery power. I think it's good for like 7 hours, and it's just been sitting in a box. So hopefully it's got a little juice in it and we can turn it on. And then the next step will be I'm going to see if I can actually get some reception here on ADS-B. I live kind of on top of a hill, so it's possible that I might get some reception. If not, I'm going to try to drive up on top of a higher mountain not too far away and see if I can get some reception, because I'm not going to be flying for probably another week or two. So I may also just go out to the airport and see if I can get some reception. But anyway, and I want to take some pictures out at the airport take some pictures of airplanes flying. So that I might do that tomorrow when the weather's nicer, and we'll try it out. But anyway, hopefully this will work right here. But if it doesn't, that's okay. It's not expected to work on the ground. So anyway, so the reason I settled in on this, it was the one I ultimately wanted, but it was also pretty much twice as much as the other options. But one of the features, well, obviously SiriusXM is a great feature to have, and then it's Garmin. So I trust, and again, this is a safety feature I'm trusting my life to make me a safer pilot, and both mainly big time traffic concerns. Occasionally I fly planes that don't have traffic, or they have all kinds of different ADS-B In sources. Sometimes they don't work, or there's some trick to it. And so I want to have something that I know I can always depend on. It's always going to work. It's going to work the same every time. And I can go from plane to plane of, like 20 different planes that I fly. I can just take this with me and always have it, always know it's going to work, and just be good to go. So if there's any issue with any of the other equipment, I'm always going to know this is going to work. So that's one of the reasons I wanted the Garmin, but it was also almost twice as much as the others. So they make another one, the GDL 50, I think it is. This is the 52. I think the GDL 50 just doesn't have the XM satellite feature. Otherwise, it's ADS-B In traffic and weather. There's another one I looked at that only has traffic, not weather, which is okay, but also very cheap, and it didn't have any power source. And so then you have to have a battery or power cables running to USBs. Some planes have USBs, some planes have 12 volts, some have nothing. So you get into all that stuff. This has a long life battery. It's got the best of all the possibilities of the products that are out there. Again, there's not a lot of products in this field, which is a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. So the other thing with this, the way it came about, I was out walking around EAA AirVenture. I was going around kind of every day, checking out, going back and forth to different companies. And then I was walking by the SiriusXM booth, and I saw this sitting on their display as I was walking by, and I just left Sporty's, and I'd looked at the couple of the other, like the Stratus and the Stratus 3, which I'm familiar with. I've used that before. The Centuries, which wouldn't work for me because they require ForeFlight. Anyway, I checked them all out. Anyway, I just kind of walked around the corner. There's a SiriusXM booth, and I wasn't interested in the satellite function so much, but I saw it sitting there. So I asked, I was like, hey, do you guys sell these? And they said, no, it's just on display. We sell the satellite service. And so we're just demonstrating that. And so we started talking, and they, in amongst the Thunderbirds, I think were flying overhead, very, very loud. We were like in the midst of kind of getting a few words out. We're like, our ears were bleeding. And so one of the things was that they had a rebate for SiriusXM was $400 rebate, and then Garmin had $100 rebate, and then Sirius also offers, I think it's 2 months of free service on the SiriusXM satellite portion, and then ADS-B In is free through the government, and then the AOPA. They told me AOPA has a deal. When you sign up, you get like 3 months free service on SiriusXM as part of your AOP benefits. So I'm an AOPA member, so I was happy about that. Sometimes I forget EAA and AOPA have some great benefits. One of the great ones for EAA is membership, or the reciprocal agreement they have with other aviation and transportation museums. And you can go on the AOPA member benefits site, EAA members benefit, and then you can look at the whole list of hundreds of museums mostly all over the United States, a little bit in Canada, a little bit around the world. But for example, the Museum of Flight in Seattle, which is just an amazing, amazing collection, and a lot of history, a lot of early Boeing history, but also just an amazing collection of aircraft from the Concorde, Air Force One, There's my call. Okay, so I was thought that might happen. So I'm going to turn this other thing off here real quick. Okay, I know I have my scanner on, but I had it limited, but it's still too much babble on there. So long story short, I forget where I was on this, but I also want to make sure my sound is good. Still too much babble on there. So, all right, my sound is excellent. This mic is great. I need to do a review on it. Anyway, so long story short, I think I was talking about the museum benefit on EA, but that's a side story, which I tend to get off track. But so there's a AOPA benefit on this. Garmin had $100 rebate and gave me a hat and some other stuff. Appreciate that. So I just took care of all that while I was at EAA. The deal was you had to buy this while you were there, and then so they told me about all that. I ran around. I went back to Sporties and over to Gulf Coast, Pacific Coast Avionics, I think another vendor, and then checked out. And so I like the Sporties had the least equal or the best price. And then I'd already been talking to the same guy at Sporties every time I was going by, Isaiah Sporties. Thank you for all your help. Enjoyed our chats every time I was in there. Probably being the most annoying customer on the planet, but in the end, they had a few of these in stock, so I was able to pick this one out, and so that was cool. So I was really glad about that. Plus, it was the end of the week. It was like Friday late afternoon. It was it was probably 4:00 on Friday afternoon of Oshkosh Air Venture Week. So, I kind of waited till the last minute, and so there were still a few in stock at some of the vendors, but I think the other place, one of them, Gulf Coast, I think they had one left. And so it was kind of last second thing. But anyway, bottom line, this price got down with the rebates that I will receive. It's gotten down to basically the price of a Stratus 3 or I think the level product. I always forget what their product's called, but I really like their product and I really like their company. It's a family-owned small business. They have a great story. Their history in business and aviation and everything is just really cool. The dad and the kids, and I think there's nieces and nephews, and the whole family is involved in the business. And I really enjoyed meeting them and talking to them, but it just didn't. This turned out to be, I thought, the best deal for Garmin. It was kind of the way sometimes sales go. I've worked in sales and business in companies where I've represented kind of the smaller brand, and then people are going with the really well-known international brand like Garmin or something, and whatever the field is. And so it's like sometimes I hated losing to them, to the big company, brand X, we call them. But on the other hand, I've kind of made the same decision as a consumer. I really trust Garmin and the extra benefits that came with this, with AOPA and SiriusXM and stuff was great. The SiriusXM people, they're the ones who really sold this for me. which is funny because I wasn't interested in the satellite service really, but I'm going to use it. And then what you can also do is they let me know you can actually pause your satellite subscription. Like, I don't fly nearly as much in the winter, and I'm certainly not going to go out and fly on sketchy days during the winter. So I may pause my satellite subscription, during November, December, January. Those are the IFR months around here. And, I'm working on my instrument, but hopefully I'll have it done by then, but I'm not going to be out flying in that type of, heavy IFR kind of weather conditions. But I'll have obviously ADS-B in, but I may pause the satellite portion at times. And then other times, they were telling me that once I see the satellite weather compared to the ADS-B, that it'll impress me. And what they showed me on their display and their demo was definitely impressive. But so that's the kind of a deal on this. The GDL 52. I guess I don't have my lights on. That's one thing. Let's see. We can also turn this over this way. That's a little too much. Maybe like that. Okay. The GDL 52, up to 5 hours battery life, 1.3 inches high, 4.9 inches width, 3.4 inches depth. We'll go ahead and open it up, and then we'll go through the specs. Let's see. So here we have instructions, GDL 50, 51, and 52. I will read those. And then, here's all my information. So the list prices on this is $13.40. I got it for quite a bit less than that. And then the GDL 51 list is $825. And then the deals they had were $400 rebate, purchase any new eligible aviation weather receiver before July 31st, activate with any SiriusXM by August 31st, which I need to do. Maintain 60 days of continuous paid service, so I have to pay for 2 months. I'll get $400 SiriusXM rewards Visa prepaid card, and let's see. So I could have really gotten this down to $425, I think. It was eligible for, let's see, and then I forget what so why did I buy this one? Anyway, but no, I wanted I know what it was. It was the SiriusXM was and this is the 52, GDL 52. Okay. So, yeah, I forget why or what the difference was. Oh, they had the 3 months free plus, I think maybe the Garmin rebate was maybe only applied to the 52. I forget what the, let's see here. I've got my Garmin and my receipt. Oh, there's a lot of fine print, but I already did the Garmin. You got $50 or $100. So anyway, so yeah, there were different levels of rebates from Garmin and Sirius. So then we have the another offer detail. Purchase Garmin portable aviation satellite receiver 52, and when you purchase monthly subscription plan SiriusXM, all access. You can also activate Sirius. I think the entertainment portion. So, I think that was what it is. So free trial offer, and so I think that's the offer that I've got for the deal. And then this is the bottom of the box. I think the back of the box. So there's a Garmin little different mounting options. There's like a little suction cup, and it looks like a USB charging cable for, I think that's USB-C. I think it's the same one I use for my phone. And then also 12 volt, which is really nice they include that because there's a couple different situations, obviously, where, driving to the airport or, in the airplane. Most of the airplanes I fly still have a 12 volt cigarette type lighter charging port. So, but then also just driving to the airport, I plug it in the car or something, charge it up if you sort of think about it last minute. And then, so got those, and then got my Sporties. Isaiah was my Sporties rep, and he was really helpful, and I appreciate it. And then here's packaged up front is the actual device. So we'll take it out of the little plastic here. So I can just get it out of the plastic. Okay. The plastic is slightly sticky. There's friction. It's fighting the deal here. So, okay. And then the bottom of this it's got a naturally kind of a sticky bottom. So, all right. So let's see. Here's the box. Here's the device, and here's the antenna, I think. So, all right. So here's the device. So 5 hours battery life, 1.3 inches height, 4.9 inches width, 3.4 inches depth here. SiriusXM audio, entertainment, and weather. So this will bring in audio entertainment. If you have, I think you have to have probably an app or something to play it. Right now, I'm not interested in that. I don't need any more distractions. The just the ADS-B traffic and is distraction enough. ADS-B dual link traffic and weather. SiriusXM audio, entertainment, and weather. Okay. And then wireless connectivity, I believe it uses Bluetooth, Garmin Pilot app, ForeFlight Mobile, Select Era portable navigators. This will work on Flight Plan Go app, which is now owned by Garmin, which is the one I've been using. The only problem is it won't interface or display the SiriusXM weather. So it'll only do the ADS-B traffic and weather. But I've been wanting to upgrade to Garmin Pilot. I've tried it out before, and so it's time to step up. And let's see, we've got the built-in WAS GPS, backup attitude sensor, which is really nice. Bluetooth, Garmin power data connection, micro USB, 3.5 millimeter audio jack, and the anti-slip mat. That's what I was trying to think of on the bottom of the unit. So this, where this is like slick, this is like my finger, just pushing my finger or sliding my finger on there, it'll barely. So right there, this almost sticks to the box. It's not quite sticky, but it's stiff. It's anti-slip for sure. It's cool. So that's cool. And then they have those other mounting options there. We'll get into that, but this is just the unboxing initial review. There's your little antenna, and the battery, Bluetooth, GPS, ADS-B, and SiriusXM are so battery, Bluetooth, GPS, ADS-B, and SiriusXM. So the other thing I was thinking was, I wonder if I can turn it on. So let's just, for fun, I need to read the instructions, but power. We have power. We have green, and we have, it's funny because I bought this just slightly less than a month ago. And I'm showing ADS-B, right? We have power, and look at the battery. No, I thought that battery was, I thought it was showing the amount of battery. I don't think it tells you how much battery it has. I don't think that battery symbol is actually telling us that information. So let's just for fun set that there. It looks like I have ADS-B, so this is the part I was wondering about. And I'm thirsty. Let's see if I can. I'll go to my flight plan go, and it's loading. Okay. Let's go to external, connect. Use Android's GPS. Okay, well, use ADS-B GPS. Okay, and then devices. Garmin. And then what I don't know, GDL 52. I don't know what all the other devices are that are showing up, but let's see. Let me try to. Should say under GDL 52. So let's go ahead and try to connect to that. GPS. So that I didn't notice. You may have seen it. That GPS light came on at some point. So, and what I also don't know if there's any other trick to pairing, like the first time you do this, if there's something I need to do to pair the device, that's where reading the instructions would be helpful. This is really just an unboxing video, but just for fun, I wanted to see if we could actually pull a signal. Power and charging. The battery saver feature will turn the unit off when the external power is removed. If all three of the following conditions are true: ground speed less than 20 knots. I think we're going to be less than 20. No connection running on battery only. Okay. Operation battery power functions. On, off, single press, clear paired devices. Okay, so here's the Bluetooth coming up. Reset the unit, hold for more than 10 seconds. Might have to do that. When powered on, the GDL5X will go into pairing mode. Directions for connecting the GDL5X to a specific display can be found in the display's pilot guide. The Connect's LED will be solid blue when the device is connected. That's that. So I think what I need to do, let's see, when powered on, it'll go into pairing mode. Okay, so that's like most things. So let's try this again. Let's go Garmin GDL. Huh. So I've got two GDL 52s showing, but it's this looks like the same ID. Yeah. So okay, let's power this off. If I can remember where the power button is, I think it's there. Oh, come on. Oh, there's the power button. Oh, okay. Oh, now we're pairing. There we go. Now we're flashing blue. You should be able to see. I think you can see that. Yeah. Flashing blue. Pairing device on here. So I'm not going to get too obsessed with this right now but it would be kind of cool to see if we can pull up traffic and weather right now, because there is actually a little weather going on, which is cool. Come on. Okay, so that mounting bracket is for a fixed mount, which I'm not going to do, at least not right now. Maybe I'll buy an old Cub or something and have a whatever and permanently mount it. But contact Garmin. All right. When powered on, the GDL5X will go into pairing mode. Directions for connecting the GDL5X to a specific display can be found in the display's pilot's guide. If having issues making Bluetooth connection, hold the power button down for 5 seconds. The blue connects to LED will begin blinking. Release the power button and then press the power button again for 5 seconds. If the problem persists, consult the GDL5X installation manual. Isn't that what this is? This is the user's guide. I don't know where the installation manual is. I don't think there was any other. I don't think there was any other manual here. Okay, so. So let's see here. It's still pairing. Let's cancel. Let's go back into Garmin. We'll try. Now there's one. We'll try this. Is it blinking? Yeah. We can put it here. Just see if it. I wouldn't think it would have to be that close. I would think if you're using this, it would be pairing device. Make sure my Bluetooth is all good. Yep. I could try just pairing it on my Bluetooth app. We'll go back to this. Yeah. Is it still blinking? Okay, now my battery is getting desperate. So, okay, we'll try this one more time. So that's not working. I'm going to try pairing just with the normal Bluetooth method. So I don't think this is working, but we'll get this figured out. Let's see. So we'll try. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, I thought it was solid. Darn it. Okay. Let's just go. Let's do the normal Bluetooth method here. See. Oh, that's Wi-Fi. Huh. Bluetooth. There we go. It was showing. Here we go. Available devices. Now I keep getting this weird device showing that I don't know what it is, but there's a couple of them. I really don't know what that. It could be my TV or something. But okay. Bluetooth pairing request. Yes, here we go. Now it's pairing successful. That's what it says. Okay. That, however, doesn't still flashing. Says I'm paired to this on my screen, but that's still flashing. Okay, so let's go back to my Flight Plan Go for starters. Paired devices. Oh, now maybe I connect. It's sort of acting like it Garmin connected. It says connected. That's still flashing. So let's go. Okay. Now it says connecting. It sort of disappeared on here. I don't know. I really want it to work. It says pairing device. It's got a check mark on Garmin because on my device it has, on this app, it has, I don't know if you can see, it's got Android, Garmin, so it says Stratus 3, Avidyne, blah blah blah, iLevel, L3, SkyGuard, Stratix, Ping Buddy. That little Ping Buddy thing was kind of interesting. I don't know if they make it anymore. It seems like nobody has it available. It seems out of stock everywhere. It was kind of like a little USB, thing. It looked like it was about like that, and I think it had a little suction cup on it, but it required power or battery, so that just gets complicated. So connecting. It says 17%. I don't know if that's the battery. That would be. Actually, it would make sense that maybe the battery would show up on here once I'm connected. But it just says pairing device. I don't know if it's hard to see. Yeah. It doesn't really show up on there. There. Pairing device with a little circle going around. That's so annoying. Anyway, let's just see. This is going way too long, but at least we've checked it out. We've got all the basics. Bring it over here. What else? Doesn't say the weight on here, I think. But I will say it doesn't weigh very much. It's probably a little more than I thought. It's like, I don't know what that is, a pound or something, pound and a half. But darn it, I was hoping it would put it over here, because I don't want to drop it in the sink, for one thing. That's the problem of doing this in my kitchen. However comfortable it might be, it's also not ideal. So let's see here. Shoot. Well, I'm going to hit cancel. And then, well, it says Garmin, and it says GDL 52. It's got probably the serial number, etc. for this. Auto. That means. And then it's got all this. Looks like it's got pretty sure it's got my like my GPS coordinates, which is frightening. Map. So I'll go to the map here. We'll see if let's see, weather. Oh, ADS-B. Here we go. Refresh. And it's saying on ADS-B, it's saying disconnect. So, I mean, there's an option to disconnect. So that suggests to me that it's connected. And then do I get to choose? Oh, yeah. Regional radar, PIREPs, NOTAMs, METARs, TAFs, traffic. Yes, traffic breadcrumbs. Oh, my goodness. It's working. There's an Alaska flight. Now I've got the whole world map here. Let's go refresh. Okay, there we go. Now what I have to do is zoom into my local area. Oh my goodness gracious. It's showing all the traffic around me. It's working. Maybe that shouldn't be flashing though. But it is working. And it's showing the current weather, which is currently pretty cloudy. Oh my gosh, it's showing all the clouds. It's showing the like the weather, all the TFRs around for fires and stuff, and it's showing my airplane at my house. It's showing local weather. Some of that it's hard for me to know if some of that is coming in off my Wi-Fi. Well, if I disconnect from Wi-Fi, that should help. Okay, one more. Oh, I know that airplane. Okay, so why won't it, what's up with my map? Here, it's like, it kind of froze on me. Let's go back in here. Make sure. Oh, come on. It should be. Okay. I should be. Okay, so it says connects. And I should be devices. Here we go. It says Garmin. It says Garmin disconnected. I'm going to reconnect. Looks like I'm connected. And I have, there's some stuff on here. Use ADS-B GPS, yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay, so I'm switching to I'm using my ADS-B GPS on here. It does appear to have my, I wonder if I move this, it'll change a tiny little bit. Something's changing. Okay, now let's go to my chart. Should be okay. ADS-B is all good. Refresh. Oh, come on. It's freezing up a little bit. Could be, I don't know. Could be this app. I don't know. It says flight plan go is not responding. Okay. I've had a little bit of glitchiness with this app when I've flown with it. What did I use? I've connected it to Stratus. I've connected it to like UAvionics, different ADS-B In sources. And then Oh, come on. And then I've used it actually with no source, with no ADS-B. I've just flown with this with the app using my phone's internal GPS, and I mean without having the extra benefits of traffic and weather on here, it's navigated. It's helped me navigate really well. I mean, it's just such a game changer. And then this thing is being weird. I think it's mainly my app is kind of wigging out on me a little bit here. Let's go here. Connect. Okay, so I think I'm connected. Still, this is flashing. You can see the blue light is still flashing. Not good, but okay. And then, but it says I'm connected. What I know, what I was trying to use the ADS. I was using it already. Shoot. Okay, I'm using the Android. No, yeah, I'm using the ADS-B GPS. Okay, here we go. Now I'm on my map mode, and I've got like all this. Oh, come on, stop doing that. I've got all this traffic showing, real traffic. Giant. Wonder if that's. Let's see. I don't think you can. Oh, geez, you can. You can click on the traffic and get you get their location by latitude, longitude, altitude, relative altitude, speed, course. Crazy. That's so cool. And then the let's see. The traffic breadcrumbs. Okay. And then weather. Oh, come on. I don't know. It's being glitchy. So next step is going to be, I've already looked at setting up my Garmin Pilot, which I already have Garmin Pilot loaded up on here. I just haven't set it up. So I need to do that. I've already figured out with the fake GPS thing on my flight sim, I can send the same signal to my Garmin Pilot that I was using on Flight Plan Go. Okay, so Flight Plan Go it's overloaded or something. I don't know what the problem is, but it's keeps glitching. And for my own fun here, I might just restart my phone and just mess around with it a little bit. I don't know why that's still flashing blue. I might call Garmin tomorrow. It's probably it's actually about 4:00 in Kansas, so I could try to call them now. But I don't fully trust Flight Plan Go. I mean, it's worked well for me. I'm not going to knock it at all, but it's okay. So my plane is showing no ADS. Okay, go to external. So it keeps disconnecting me from Garmin from that. Okay, it's connected. Says we're connected. I'm just going to try map one more time. See if I can get my weather and everything. Let's see, ADS-B, traffic breadcrumbs. I think I did refresh, and then it just keeps freezing up. So could be, I don't know, could be my phone. I need to restart or something. So it gets weird. But anyway, my plan wasn't so much to set it up and run it as much as just unbox it and check it out. This is just kind of, I like to do these initial review videos. The Garmin GDL 52. it is working. It is working. It's a little glitchy. So next step is I need to get my Garmin Pilot set up and running. I'm going to call Garmin just to find out, because this blue, I mean, I am connected to it, so it shouldn't be flashing. But I'll call them and ask them about that, and then we'll kind of go from there. But also I'll plug it in and charge up the battery. But really, honestly, I'm impressed. It's a nice size unit. It's, it fits in the palm of my hand, so it's that size. It's pretty slim and small. I think what I'll want to do is get like a little case or something to put it in. I'll probably keep it in the front pocket of my flight bag. So I have a Flight Outfitters Lift flight bag. It's a backpack style flight bag. So it's got a nice pocket in the front. The pocket in the front actually has a second sort of a pocket in there. And I think this would fit in there quite nicely. And it'd be well protected and padded in there, I think. But, and we'll look at that on another video. I'll do my flight bag with all my new toys in it. And then, but this is, I think this is going to be good. There's another light, interesting. There's like another little light up on just above between the GPS and ADS-B. Now it shows I'm receiving SiriusXM, which is fascinating. I guess I could be receiving the signal. It's weird I wasn't receiving it over here. But ADS-B. So I'm getting GPS, ADS-B, and SiriusXM. Now, when I was having those glitchy issues, I wasn't really looking at the ADS-B at the time. So if I have this over here, right now I have all light. Oh, we lost SiriusXM there. The problem is probably I'm kind of sitting in front of my window, and I've got my my blinds are closed, so getting SiriusXM right here could be. The other thing is flashing slowly on and off. Maybe that means that because I'm not registered or set up with them yet. That's next step is charge it, call Garmin tomorrow, get up to speed and signed up with Garmin Pilot, and then call SiriusXM and activate that. I'll probably do that next week, because I don't really need SiriusXM right now, other than to play around with it. I want to play around with my tablet, my phone on Garmin Pilot, get that all set up and get comfortable with it playing. I'll do flight sim flights with that, get all that. I won't be able to use that for flight sim, but flight sim puts out its own signal, or the other app, I forget what it's called, but there's an app on there that will shoot a signal to my phone and tablet that will mimic GPS. And then I can start practicing with Garmin Pilot and play around with this on Garmin Pilot with the weather and SiriusXM. Then when I actually go flying, I'm not trying to learn it. So should be up to speed. Thanks for tuning into this. So another very long episode of part 2, and my brand new Garmin GDL 52. I just need to read the instructions and learn the ins and outs of it. But I mean, right out of the box, it did work. I was able to connect it. I was able to see traffic and actual weather, which normally we don't have much weather where I live, but today we have weather. I don't know if there's any smoke today. We had some rain and just some cloudiness and kind of weather moving through the last few days. So unusual to not just have sunshine all the time. But anyway, it did work. I did connect. It did work. And I think it's going to be great. The biggest issue for me is just a huge boost in safety and confidence flying in busy Class B airspace. And honestly, getting just outside of the busy Class B airspace, because inside there, you're talking to somebody and you've got a bit more you got the tools of the ATC. But you get outside of that a little bit and you go into some of the uncontrolled airports just outside of that, or even some of the uncontrolled airports within that. And there's just people zipping around everywhere. It's crazy busy. And the times when I have not had traffic is there's times when it's very uncomfortable. And I think I mentioned on another episode where I was talking about a guy. I was out in an area and I asked some guy, I was kind of engaging him, asking him where he was at, trying to get a reference of a town or something because I knew he was very close to me. There was a highway going by there. I was trying to figure out which side of the highway he was on, something. And his response back to me was, looks like you're off to my right. His right. I have no idea where his right is, because if he's going this way, or he's going that way or any direction, 360 degrees off to his right just tells me nothing. I couldn't believe it. So anyway, and I've had other times where I've heard traffic coming in, the guy's announcing his wrong direction. I've done that before too, where I've said completely the opposite direction, where I think I was to the south of an airport. I just reversed my direction. I was to the north, but I was heading south, and I said I was to the south heading north or something. And some guy came on and he said, hey, whatever, November 123, looks like you're actually to the north. And you're planning to come in and set up for a south arrival, or a south from the south. And I was like, oh God, but he saw me on his ADS-B, and there's just, so that was a big help for all of us. And I just mixed up my directions, and it's really easy to do when you're coming from the north, but you're looking to the south, and you're planning to come around, make a downwind and a right base to final from the south, and then heading north. So it's really easy. And I've heard people get mixed up that way all the time. And it's one of those things that once you've done it and you've heard it, you just know to kind of, you have a mental picture of where everybody is, and the guy's just saying the backwards thing, which it's very easy to do. And, but this is going to make it so much better weather. There's times, especially around the Seattle area where I fly a lot, there's weather. You can be headed one way and then just kind of go in slightly different direction to get away from the clouds. And then you have terrain also to deal with. So, just, there can be some lower weather that you're oftentimes dealing with around there. And, you don't want to be scud running and, doing anything too crazy, but with the weather feature, you can certainly alter your course a little bit, because there can just be a little system of rain clouds and stuff over here, and you just kind of go this way, and you just bust right through a little thin layer that you can see through. It's not IFR, it's still VFR, definitely, but you can go through a little rainstorm where the heavier rainstorm is off to your left or your right, and you kind of pop around that, and you can still see it. You can still see the ground. You can see, 10 miles out, but it's just hazy and rainy. But that with weather, it just will make it a lot better. And if you need to turn around and go the other direction, it will help with that too. And then also just help you find another airport as a backup. But it's going to be the traffic thing's the biggest thing for me for right now. And I think the weather will be nice to have, but the traffic safety factor is when I bought this thing, I just felt like so relieved. I was looking for something. I wanted to basically research them and look at them in person at Oshkosh at AirVenture. And then, I didn't know if I was going to buy anything right then or wait and order something online. But when I finally zeroed in on this and the deal they had on it and the rebates and everything, it was such a relief. It was a lot of money, but it was just a big relief to know that I'm just going to be a lot safer, and I'm always going to have it with me. As long as I have it with me, no matter what plane I get into, if I hop into a friend's plane or whatever, it'll always be in my flight bag, and it'll always be on and ready to go when I'm flying. And it doesn't matter what system the plane has, unless it's like G1000 or something like that. But some of the planes I fly have ADS-B. A couple of them, they only display it on a little, basically like a little, about a phone size screen that's really hard to see. And some of them, I don't really know how to work them very well, or there's one I couldn't even get it to work. But I'll always have this, and I'll always be on my tablet. It'll be big size, and that part, it'll always be consistent and the same. I won't be messing around with something trying to figure out how to get it on. So although it's nothing wrong with having two sources either. And the nice thing also with this is, if I'm flying with somebody else, they can put it on their phone if they have Garmin Pilot or ForeFlight. My instructor that I work with right now, I think he's got ForeFlight, so I think he should be able to connect to this on ForeFlight, and I should be able to connect with my tablet on Garmin Pilot. We should both. I think it allows two Bluetooth connections at the same time, so we should both be able to connect and be on there. So, and then if I'm flying with a friend, they can connect, and or if I'm flying in a friend's plane or whatever, at least I can either connect with mine or whatever. So or if I'm flying with somebody that doesn't have ADS-B, which where in the area where I live, I'd say it's probably 50-50. There's probably a lot of people still flying without it. And so, if I'm out flying with somebody else in their Cub or whatever, we're always going to have it. So that, I just feel it's a huge relief. Like, I just felt so good when I bought this. It's just took a load off, just because it's something I've worried about, flying around busy airspace. Not having it was not the way to go. So this is a new path forward. So I appreciate Garmin. They hooked me up with some swag, and they got my I went in their building at Oshkosh and signed up, got the rebate form, everything all filled out. They signed it up and submitted it. Got a confirmation right away back, email, I think the next day, that they had received it and it was processing. And then SiriusXM, they were so cool. They loaded me down with all kinds of swag, umbrellas and shirts and bags and little cooler thing to put around your neck on a hot, humid day, all kinds of cool stuff. So, but they were the ones that really sold me, and I really appreciated their help. And then Isaiah and everybody at Sporties, they were great to work with. I enjoyed both talking to them, and I was in and out of Sporties several times. Also AOPA, they have the member benefit for I forget, is it 3 months? I think I have it here. 3 months of 3 months. So between AOPA, Sirius gives 3 months, plus SiriusXM and Garmin have a 2-month deal, plus all the rebates and everything. So it's pretty cool. Made it happen, because otherwise I might not have shelled out twice as much for this unit. But and I wound up getting the one with the satellite service, which whether I'll keep that long term or not, I will see. It's it's another subscription, and I get tired of so many subscriptions, but we'll see. We'll just kind of see how it all connects with Garmin Pilot, and that's the next step. So I will try to do an update here once I get a hold of Garmin and just double check the connection. I got to get up to speed on my Garmin Pilot like today or tomorrow, and then we'll try to do an update on that, maybe setting up the Garmin Pilot and then get it all working, and then I'll use Garmin Pilot on my flight sim as well. Just get up to speed and get comfortable with it so I can use it in a real airplane. Thanks for tuning in. Another hour-long video here on part 2. See you here on the next one. Oops, there we go. Bye.